Hi, this is Ast3rix, and welcome back to Experimental Sunday. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different, kind of a reggae kind of feel, stuff. So I was playing around a little bit with Hybrid, which is kind of an older kind of synth, and I think kind of everybody may have this one. It's by Air. And I was messing around with a patch called Busy Chords 2, and from there, and let me just kind of play the pattern that I was doing with it. Let me turn off all the plugins so you can kind of hear what the bass sound, what it sounds like. Okay, so it's just a kind of a bouncy kind of synthy sound, and I added an unfiltered audio biome, and I'm using a patch called it's a frequency shift patch, and it's called Midi Controllers. And from there I added another unfiltered audio triad, and if you haven't noticed, I have become like a really big unfiltered audio fan, and mostly just because of the this particular series of effects by Unfiltered Audio. They're highly experimental effects, and that's what I like about them. A lot of the patches are purely experimental, and lots of times I'll just tweak and kind of tinker with the effects to taste, and I always come up with something really unusual using them. So I added just a basic compressor, which is the next unfiltered audio triad that's in there. And then I added a portal, and portal's by a company called Output, and everybody knows who Output is. And I'm using a patch called Well Rounded, and I don't think I manipulated the grains much. I think I left the grains where they are by default for this patch, and it's going full wet. And from there, I knocked off some of the mids using the FabFilter Pro Q3. Or I actually not knocked off the mids. I knocked off the lows. I did a low cut on it. Okay, from there, I added another melodic element, and it is doing this. Let me just play that. It's kind of a stepped kind of pad sound. And I added an unfiltered audio broken flange pulse to that. So it's giving it a very glitchy sound, and this is the Sandman Pro from Unfiltered Audio. So the other thing that I did to this is I knocked off the lows using the FabFilter Pro Q3. And that's all I did with that one. Okay, the next thing I added, I think, let me think about this. What is this? This is, we'll leave the vocal out. So the vocal is kind of the feature on this one. I'll leave that out, and you can hear it in the mix. But the next thing I added is this crazy sub bass that's doing some retarded stuff. So let's just play that. If it'll let me. Oh, that's right. The beginning of the track, it's not playing. So I have to put it where it starts. Hold on. Let me grab this. Put that there so you can hear it. It is doing some crazy stuff. Okay, so that's a crazy sub. So the only thing I added to that is a Wave Safra. I like the Wave Safra. It is like one of those bass enhancers. So I'm using the basic bass 1 patch. And what it does is it adds harmonics to like very low end things that will allow it to be heard on, just about everything. But it also beefs up the bass in a really kind of beefy way. Okay, so from there, let's see. I think I have another melodic element. It's piano, and it's just a basic kind of a haunting kind of sound in A minor. Or I think actually that's A sharp minor. Sorry. And the only thing I'm doing on that is an endless smile, and I've got that going midway on the it's doing intensity is like quarter. It's a quarter way, and I'm using the face melting joy. I like using that for pianos because it gives it more kind of a roomy reverby sound. From there, I added some hi-hats. Nothing special about the hi-hats, and a kick and a snare, and just basic kick and a snare. Nothing fantastic or elaborate about that. And actually, I didn't do any effects on it, just because I think it sounds okay in the mix the way that it is. And for my new folks who are just joining, I want to say welcome. Please like and subscribe. And for the people who've been with me for a while, thank you for continuing to follow me on my journey. And that's all I've got for you this Sunday. I'm out.
Everybody say get ready, let's go. We run the world, yo. Everybody say get ready, let's go. We run the world, yo. Everybody say get ready, let's go. We run the world, yo. Everybody say get ready, let's go. We run the world, yo. Pow! Back with a bang, you know who I be and you know who I am. Jurassically big with the monstrous jam. True to the game on a year, me no fam. Ding ding. The bell just rang, approaching the ring, my opponents sprang. Rakumba, yeah, never bar for the chat. I'm just so good, I'm oh so nang. I roll keys, key, rock of Gibraltar. Now give up king, be a grind harder. Apple a paper, bench them a batter. Put in the work and the money come after. We got it going on. We come for bring us on. When everyone come along, when Reggaetons come ring the alarm. When we touch down with the pot up farm. Everybody say get ready, let's go. We run the world, yo. Everybody say get ready, let's go. We run the world, yo. Everybody say get ready, let's go. We run the world, yo. Everybody say get ready, let's go. We run the world, yo.